Namaste, welcome back to Sthita Pragna channel, and you are watching AWS Real-Time Cloud Projects series. So far we have done 4 seasons, and if you're wondering what a season is, it's definitely not same as the TV show seasons. These seasons are based on the role that we are doing these projects as. So in the season 1 we have done 12 projects as a cloud practitioner, and then in season 2 we have done 12 projects as solutions architect. In season 3 we have done 14 projects as a data analytics, and in season 4 we have done 9 projects as serverless developer. Okay, so in season 5 we are going to do I think 15 or 16 projects as security personnel. Okay, so no matter what your skill level in AWS is, I would recommend you to watch all these projects. So far we have finished 47 projects, and I recommend you to watch all of them. And trust me, by the time we finish, there are 2 more seasons to come. This is security, then we have networking, and then finally machine learning. By the time you finish all these seasons, we will have, I think, 70 to 80 projects. And once you finish watching once or twice all these projects, you can easily um, put yourself at like having 3 to 4 years of real-time experience. Why? Because these projects are not made up by me. They are not made up out of thin air. These are actual real use cases that AWS implemented for different clients. So think about that. And these are variety of projects. These projects, even though some of them you repeat, but they are the best practices. These all projects adhere to the best practices of AWS, and they are the ones who designed it. So think about it, right? So you can easily put 3 to 4 years of experience in AWS once you finish watching all these projects. Who don't want that? Got it? I mean, even though I am doing the hands-on, you are not, you can do it as well if you subscribe to the Cloud Quest, which is you can pay yearly or monthly, I think $30. What I would do if I am in your place is, I mean, right now I'm paying them $30 to record this every month for you guys. But if I am, let's say, watching this, right? So I would watch all the projects one time, and then I would enroll or subscribe to Cloud Quest for a month, just for a month, and then I will put 1 month aside, and 1 month aside my time, like I don't have any other commitments, etc. Then I will enroll for $34, which will be, if you are in India, it will be around 2500 rupees, which is not much base, because you are getting a lot of hands-on experience. I mean, you are going to get 3 to 4 years of hands-on experience by the time you finish all these projects, right? So what more? 2500 is nothing compared to you getting that much experience and exposure. So I would get it for 1 month, and then since I already watched all these projects, I already know what I am going to expect and etc. Then go ahead and do it. And by the way, the cloud practitioner, it is free for everybody. You can enroll and you can finish those 2 projects even immediately. You don't have to subscribe to it. But once that is done, go ahead, subscribe, and within 1 month sit and finish all the other projects. If I were you, that's what I would do. Anyways, okay, you are seeing this screen because usually this is not what you see. You are seeing this because I recorded this video for 5 minutes and then noticed that my microphone was in mute. So I had to redo this again. But anyways, thank you for being here. I can guarantee you that whatever you are going to watch will be useful to you, whether it is in your career or if you are attending an interview, or even in your resumes you can put these projects, and whenever you attend an interview you can explain you did these projects. Okay, because these are legit AWS projects designed by them and done by them, so you can use them however you want. Okay, go ahead and do that. But one thing I request from you guys is, once you finish watching and if you like it, hit the like, and definitely I request you to comment on each video that you are watching how you feel about this project. Did you like it? What is something that you know um, you didn't know before this project, and then after this project that you learned? Because when I see those comments, I mean, first thing is, I will be honest, That is going to help the channel a lot because YouTube pushes videos to other people when there are comments, likes, and etc. Right? So that will help the YouTube channel. But I want to understand where you are coming from, what type of content I have to put on this channel going forward, right? So I take recommendations from you guys all the time. You know, even though I do whatever content I put, sometimes viewers recommend me, and when I have time, I said, okay, sure, definitely I will do it. Okay, so I want to know that this is a request from me, right? Oh, just take 1 minute, and after watching each video, go ahead and put in the comments what you learned from this, what do you expect to learn going forward, etc. So that will, and I almost reply to each and every message. So see you in the comments. That being said, let's start our first project, and this project is going to be about identity and access management. This is the project number 1 this season, season 5, and project number 48 overall. Greetings. Thank you for heeding my call. I just started as the security admin here at the library. My first project is to lock down S3 folder access. Can you show me how? Nice to meet you. I am sure I can help. Tell me more about the project. Who or what needs to access the Amazon S3 folders? Each employee has their own S3 folder where they can store their private information, such as project plans, meeting notes, and other stuff. Currently, the folders are not locked down as they should be, so information is accessible by others. That's not good. Sounds like an IAM policy variable might be needed here. Are you using IAM roles or IAM user groups to manage users? I have no idea. When a new employee starts, I just create a new folder in the corp S3 bucket and name it based on their username. What are IAM policy variables? An IAM policy variable is a placeholder that you can use when you don't know the exact value of a resource or condition key when you write the policy. It's a great way to write dynamic IAM policies that allow access to resources based on a user attribute such as username. Sounds useful. Can you explain what IAM roles are? An IAM role is an AWS identity and access management identity that you can create in your account that has specific permissions. An IAM role is similar to an IAM user in that it is an AWS identity with permission policies that determine what the identity can and cannot do on AWS. You can use roles to delegate access to users, applications, or services that don't normally have access to your AWS resources. No, I don't think we are currently using IAM roles. What are IAM user groups? An IAM user group is a collection of IAM users. With user groups, you can specify permissions for multiple users, which can help you manage the permissions for those users. IAM user groups don't sound familiar either. I am in big trouble if I don't know these concepts. Don't worry, I can walk you through everything you need to know. One last question. Does every employee need to access their folders through the AWS Management Console? Good question. The answer is no. Librarians love to type, so many of them prefer to use the AWS command line interface to interact with their S3 folders. I have all the information I need. I just need a couple of hours to build the solution. Thank you for helping me implement the solution. When can it be ready? Let's accept it. The solution will be ready later today when we do it. So once we finish this project, we are these are the learning objectives. And what are we going to do? We are going to create IAM policy to secure S3 folders. We are going to learn about IAM roles and users. We are going to learn about IAM policy variables, how they work. Then we will generate client access keys. So we are going to use these 3 services. So let's go ahead and start it. Okay, here we are. We will have video concepts which are related to what are the services that we are going to use as part of the project. So let me click here. Check this out. I'm not going to play them here because it will take forever, but don't worry about it. I recommend you to watch them. Then you might be asking, how will we watch if you don't play it? Well, by now there should be a pop-up right here, which will take you to AWS Tutorials for Beginners playlist on our channel. And that playlist has all the videos that are shown in the Cloudcast. So go to that playlist, then search with these names, and you should be able to see all these videos there. Watch one after another, then come back, and then you can resume watching the project. This solution uses AWS IAM user groups and policies to secure S3 folders. An IAM user group is a collection of IAM users. With user groups, you can specify permissions for multiple users, which can help you manage the permissions for those users. IAM users can access AWS services such as Amazon S3 by using the AWS Management Console, the AWS command line interface, or both. When using the AWS Management Console, a user must have a user ID and password to gain access. To access services programmatically or use the AWS client, a user must use IAM access keys. An access key is comprised of an access key ID and a secret access key. A best practice for managing access keys is to rotate this periodically. EC2 instance connect to an EC2 instance and run the AWS configure command to configure AWS client. You manage access on AWS by creating policies and attaching them to IAM identities. IAM identities can be users, group of users, or roles or resources. A policy is an object on AWS that, when associated with an identity or resource, defines their permissions. Permissions in the policies determine whether the request is allowed or denied. Most policies are stored on AWS as JSON documents. Policy variables such as $flower bracket allow one policy that can be used for many users. When the policy is evaluated, the variables are replaced with values that come from the context of the request. When a user does not require access to the console can be disabled. Any operations that require access to Amazon S3, such as uploading an image to S3 bucket, will need to be done through the AWS CLI. So that's about the project. Now let's see the plan. Under plan, we will have two things: practice lab goals and DIY. Practice lab goals is something that they are going to hold our hands and tell us what to do, how to do, step by step. Whereas DIY is do it yourself. They will ask us, do this, then we have to do it on our own. They won't explain us how to do it. Okay, let's start the lab. And there are no files to download. Each video or each step will have some concepts. I'm not going to read them, but I want you to pause the video and read it before going to the next one. So we are going to open the S3 again. Concept, you have to read it. I'm not going to read it. In S3, they want us to copy this bucket name, corp, whatever that account name it was created with, and then click on it. And we should have two user folders. This is HR user, that is finance user, and they want us to go back to the buckets, and then they want us to go to the IAM lab, and then they want us to copy the JSON and download it. Okay, sure, we can do that. And this is the downloaded file that looks like. This is the version. We will, okay, let's review it right here. This is SID, and this is the, I think, resource. We have to put that bucket name we copied here because that's where on that resource we are going to apply this policy. And what is the condition? Where condition is that string S3 prefix should be this one, which is nothing but a username, which we defined it as a variable. Okay, so it's just saying like this username, it is going to get it as a parameter and it will put it. So give access to a folder that starts with this username. That's what they are doing. Action allow, and what are they allowing? Put, get, delete on not the entire bucket, but in the bucket to that folder they are giving access to. That's how you dynamically give access to that particular users folders. And then we have allow get bucket location, and then allow list all my buckets, etc. Okay, so we'll copy this, then we'll go to IAM, and then we are going to create a policy, and then we'll delete this, go to JSON, delete it, and paste whatever we copied. Okay, and looks like they have some, you need permissions, etc. Paste, we are going to replace the bucket name, remember, and then click next tags, and let's scroll down. And then we are not going to add any tags, but you can create tags, add tags to identify your department and etc. or project. Next, review, and we are going to name this lab S3 policy. Okay, and I think that's it. Create policy. That's about it. And as you can see, these are AWS managed, means AWS already created some useful, but this is called customer managed because we created it. And then you can click on the user groups because there are already a user group created. User group is what? It's a collection of different users. And that user group you can go, oh, are we creating this? No, they created it. And under it, we are going to add users. And there are already two users. They created it for us. So we are going to add those two users to this group. And for that user group, we'll go to permissions and we'll attach the policy that we just created. Okay, that is nice. And then we are going to go to that account and click and copy the account ID. Oh, okay, we are going to sign in with a different user now. Yeah, just to test whatever we created, it is working or not. When we sign in as a finance user, we should be able to access only the finance folder right now. I think that's what they are trying to do. Okay, see this? They are trying to log in as HR, and the password they are using for HR is this one. So let me copy that. Okay, I will sign into that, and then we'll go to S3, and if I try to access that, I should only can access the HR. Yes, we can, and we can open it successfully, no problem. But if I go to finance user, it should say permissions denied. That is nice. Okay, then we'll go back to IAM again, and we are going to go to the finance user and security credentials, manage console access because we are going to remove the console access to them. Oh, are we enabling it? Oh, we are enabling console access to these guys. Is that what we are doing? Hold on a minute. Oh, we are disabling it. I don't know why they didn't screenshot it properly, but that's fine. In the pop-up box, review you are able to quickly disable or review it. They are not asking us to. That's fine. Scroll down, review, click create access key, command line interface, and then I understand. Next, and create access key. We can copy, paste those access keys. Done. And then we have our session manager because we are going to log into that. Start a session onto that EC2 session manager. Yeah, systems manager. We are going for session manager. Then we are going to start a session, and they already have an EC2 running. So we are going to start the session, which is technically logging into that EC2 machine. So we are going to use sudo su. Okay, that, and then we are going to list, and then we are going to review, and then we are going to list everything that is on AWS, and it should tell us that access is denied. That's because this particular EC2 user, I think keys are not created on this one yet. So we will, I think, configure that later on. Okay, that's what we are doing. We are configuring AWS settings here, where we are going to add the access keys, secret keys that we created earlier on. So yeah, when it asks for the access key, we'll paste it. Secret key, we'll paste it. This is funny. They, blanked it previously, and here they are not blanking it. And then we are going to use the US East one as the region, and the format is JSON in case if there is anything. Once you do that, now if we do the list, I think we should be able to uh, list it. successfully. Then we are going to list whatever the folders that are in this particular directory. You can see finance and HR. Similar to however we did from console, this is through CLI. So listing it programmatically. That's all we are doing here. Then we are going and listing it under HR user. It will say access denied because the access key is created for finance user, not HR user. So when you do it on the finance user, you can list it. And we are going to copy that to-do list from S3 onto this particular server. So that's what they are showing us, which is right here, showing us the capability that we have the permissions to copy it. And they are viewing that file, etc. So yeah, that's a good. And that's it. That's the lab, guys. So pretty much, what did we learn from the lab? Um, we learned how to create an IAM policy with a variable. Then we learned how to attach that IAM policy to the user group. And then we went ahead and validated whatever access policy we assigned it is working or not by logging out and logging in as a different user. And what else did we do? We generated access keys for another user, finance user. Uh, we generated access secret keys to be used programmatically through CLI. Then we logged into EC2 machine. Then we validated those. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's hope we remember all those steps that we have seen. The reason I do this like watch all the steps and then come and do it because I don't want to go to one from there here, which will be a confusion. So let's try to do it all by ourselves. So first thing we will do is we'll go to S3 and then you have the, let's copy this car bucket name because we are going to use it in a number of places. If I click on this, you should see this folder and I can go into this. I can go into this. That is the problem right now, right? Anyone can go into anybody's folders. Now I go into here, I download it. Okay, it's downloaded onto my system. Let me open it. Okay, we already reviewed this. So let me copy all this to this one and also here. So basically, we are allowing of listing on this particular bucket to whichever user the variable going to submit. If I log into my account, if I log in as HR user, this will be HR user. If I log in as finance user, it will be finance user. Okay, and also that is listing, but I am also allowing put get delete permissions on this particular bucket, but only to that particular user's folder. Listing is on our entire bucket, but uploading, downloading, deleting files or objects is only on that particular folder. Okay, I can get the bucket location and allow list all buckets to everyone. That's fine. Let's copy this. And then we are going to go to where? Let me go to IAM. Okay, so here let's go to policies. You will see many managed policies. Managed policies are the policies that is created by AWS. Then let's click on create a policy. Okay, we don't want to, you can go ahead and create it like this, but we are going to use JSON and let's delete this and let's paste whatever we had, right? I already changed the bucket name, so that's, we are good. Next, and let's give it a name and let's put that. And I think pretty much that's it. Let's create it. Okay, there is only one policy. You can see it's created successfully. Okay, you can see that. Request condition. It's shown like with the username. Okay, now let's go to users, and you can see those two users created, and we have a group. So we are going to add those two users to this group. Select those two, add users, and now this particular group has these two users. But that's not it. We are going to not here. User groups, permissions not defined. So let's open it. Go to permissions, add permissions. We are not going to create inline policy here. We already have it. What is inline policy means? It is only it is created only for that user group. You cannot use it anywhere else. Okay, if you want to use the same one multiple places, you will create policies under policies. So let's attach it. Now it is attached, right? So this whoever user is in this group should have permissions that are mentioned in this policy. So now let's go back and let's repeat the same process I did. And okay, you are seeing I can access it because I didn't log off and log in. I think I am the admin user. I am the one who created it. So I have access to all the folders and files. That's why. But let's do this. Let's go here. Let's copy this. Copy this account ID. Then I think I have to sign out. Log back in. And I'm going to use IAM user. Account ID is that. Next. And the username we already have it. That one. And the password is that. So now I logged in as HR user. Now this user don't have the admin permissions that I had previously. So he should not be able to access all the folders. He should be able to access only his one, and which is not this because I logged in as HR. So only HR, right? I can view it, edit it, download it, do all that stuff, which is good. So whatever we did is working. Now let's sign out again. And I cannot do this from here. Let me open this from here again. Okay, nice. Let's reload this. Now what we are going to do? We are going to go to users and let's go to function user, right? And let's click security credentials. All right, then manage console access. Right now it is enabled. That's why I was able to log in. But if you want, we can disable it. Later on, we will do that. But what we are going to do is create access keys. What is the use case? Because I want to use the CLI commands. That's why I want to. Click next. I don't need a description. So I have all this. So let's copy them. Okay, it's done. That's fine. Now what we are going to do, we have to test this. The access key, secret key I used, we need to test them. So how do I do that? Obviously, we need some way to do the AWS CLI command. So one way to do that is using session manager on a EC2 machine. So which is what we are going to do. Start a session, and you can start a session based on instances that are already running, which is this. So let's next. I don't need any document. Start session. Okay, now you can see it logged me in, but I want to go as a sudo user, as EC2 user, which it did. Okay, then let's do ls minus l. So it will list we have a file which is good, which has root access and etc. Now if I try to list on S3, it will complain that you don't have access to list buckets on this particular account. We don't, because this particular user don't have it, because there is nothing that is configured here. So we need to go to AWS configure to configure these keys that can be used to access resources on AWS. So let's give that, and the region I am using, my account is in here. So let's do that and format JSON. Okay, we are good. Now, if I go ahead and do the same thing again, it is going to list me all the buckets that are available on that particular account. You see, we have 3 buckets. Similar to when we went and did it from the console, it is the same. Now I can list all the buckets. I can also list specific bucket. Okay, it missed the corp. Okay. When I do that, it is listing all the folders under that bucket, which is good, which is like me going into the management console and opening that particular bucket. Now let's try to, these keys are generated for finance, right? So let me try um, accessing this one. Okay, that's not what I want to access. I want to access HR user from here. So let's see if I can. It says you don't have access because the keys are for finance user. So now I should be able to list it. And if I put a slash, it should show me any files that are under it. Awesome. So we can, and whatever we created are working. But let me do another one where we can actually copy S3 copy, and then if you want, you can put it S3 colon, and then when you copy, this is how you access your prefix object. Paste it, and then I'm going to say fn user1 slash, there is a file called to do list, right? To do list dot txt. I'm copying it to this location. So which it did immediately, and now if I do ls minus l, I should have this one, and I can cat it or more it, whatever, and oh sorry, cat to do list, and you can see that it printing this data takes as it to the veterinarian. So we were successfully able to, if we want to upload, we can actually upload this to the S3 bucket as well, but that's okay. Okay, let's click on terminate. I don't know if we want, but let's go back to here. That's about the lab, which practice lab, which we did successfully. So congratulations to me and to you. And now let's go to the DIY. What are they telling us to do? Disable management console access for FN user one. Sure, we can do that. It's a easy peasy lemon squeezy kind of thing to me and to us, because we already know if we want to disable where we can do it from. That's why I guess they saved it for later. So let's go to users, and then let's go to function finance user, then click on security credential, not yeah, I think it is from here, and then let's go click on management console access. Let's disable it. Now if you log in as the finance user, they should not be able to log in from the management console. Okay, what else they are asking us? Use session manager to connect to the lab instance, which we already did. It's good that I didn't terminate. Upload the Jazzy file to the finance user folder. Oh, I thought of doing it automatically. So they are giving that as a to do for us. Okay. Okay. So all you have to do is when you can use the same copy command, but the first one is going to be the file. So whatever you mentioned first, here we mentioned this as first. So from there, it is going to copy into this current directory. So now it's the other way around. So I'm going to copy Zassy dot. I don't know. I cannot. So now from here, we are copying into there, but I don't want it to be named to-do list. So I will leave it slash. So it will upload it, which it did upload it. So if I go back and try to run this, it should list that file being uploaded to. Oh, sorry. You can see 2 files now in S3. That place I can go and cross check it if you don't believe me. We are in lab as lab user has admin right, so I can go into anybody's folders. and you can see that file uh, downloaded successfully. I think pretty much that's all they are asking us for the DIY. I think we are good. Let's copy the path to that particular file. You can click on this, and this is the S3 URI. Let's go ahead. Oh, they just want the bucket name. Okay, I can put the bucket name. Validate. If we see green, which means whatever we did is a success. If we didn't, then it will show orange. And it's green. You did it. Congratulations. Now return to the city and give your customer the good news. Awesome. So what do you guys think? Did you guys like this project? What did we learn? Let me um, repeat what we learned from this project. Now, after this project, now we know how to create policies, how to add users to user group, how to attach a policy to a user group, how to disable uh, management console access, how to create access secret keys, and how to log in, um, how to set up access key secret key on your EC2 instance and do some CLI commands. So that's what I learned from this. If you whatever you learned, please go ahead and leave it in the comment. Please do that. It just takes less than a minute. Comment and liking. So whenever you use a particular vehicle, they do certain kind of action. And I already bought all the vehicles that are available in this game. So let's try and go ahead and do this one. Okay, he's just holding the bike, I guess. Okay, so let's give the good news to this guy. Wow, using policy variables really made the solution convenient and elegant. Choose a reward. What kind of reward is this? What? I don't know. I'll pick this one, I guess. Oh, that is a new vehicle? Seriously? And there should be fireworks. I don't know why I don't see fireworks. So whenever we finish a particular project, you actually see fireworks, but looks like nah. Okay, it's time to for feedback. Take this opportunity. Go ahead, like, comment. Um, and we are not done yet. Okay, so we are not done yet. Oh, this is a new vehicle. Wow. We are not done yet. So once we finish the project, there will be a quiz section to review what we learned so far on the topic that we did the project on. So how we do that is by zapping these drones you are seeing up there. So let's go ahead and do that. So when we zap, there are two types of drones, blue drones and orange drones. Blue drones actually ask us, yeah, questions, then we answer. When we answer it correctly, they are going to give us cards. Which statements about access keys for IAM users are true? Access keys consist of an access key ID and secret access key. Access key is compromised. Administrator should immediately make it inactive, delete it. IAM user can have a maximum of one access key at a time. No. Access keys allow users to send programmatical requests to the client or AWS API. Yes. I think that should be right. So when we answer it correctly, it is going to give us a card. Why do you need these cards? Well, we can use it to do architectural problems. So how do we get those problems? Just like blue drones, there are orange drones. When you hit a orange drone, that's when it will ask you an architectural problem. To solve it, you should have the respective cards to solve the problems. That's where we use the cards. And you might be thinking, so how long, how many questions will this ask? Well, it will ask questions on this current topic. Once you figure out it is asking questions that are not related to the project that you did, then we can call it quits. When creating IAM policies, administrators should grant only the permissions required to perform a task. What are administrators granting in this case? Least privilege. It's not called minimal, it's called least privilege. That is very important as a security admin to remember. So see, this is the orange draw. Principle of least privilege, that's what it is called. What is the current version of the policy language that supports policy? Ah, this is, I think it is this one. Do you guys remember it? Let me check the file. Yeah, it is this. I have done several of those. Okay, let's go. Oh, this a lake? This is the first time I'm seeing lake. Which types of IAM policies are valid? Select three. We have seen inline policies I told you about. Managed policies, yes. Customer managed. Third party policies, I don't think that exists. I mean, so far so good. It's not all the time we answer correctly. AWS IAM policies can be written in JSON, YAML, or using the visual editor. Visual editor, yes. JSON, yes. YAML, maybe. I think kind of hinted us most of the time we use JSON, but I think we can also use YAML as well. Or maybe not. I don't know. I think you can because when we are reading through that, it kind of mentioned most of the time it will be JSON, but I don't know. I think it might be. Yeah, I don't think you can. See? Okay, you cannot. Only visual editor and JSON. So I don't want to do either of this yet. I usually go for the orange ones when I'm done with the blue drones. Usually it won't be this many questions, but let's see. Which IAM components are used as placeholders when the exact value of a resource or condition key is unknown? That is interesting. I think I don't know. I think tags, I guess. Oh, only one answer. It is conditions, right? Policy conditions, I am assuming. Yeah, policy variables as okay, what is the question? Policy variables? I guess that's what it is talking about. Policy variables, okay. What is a valid value for the IAM JSON policy element effect? I think allow deny. That is correct. And let's do one more. AWS IAM user groups can contain many IAM users, and an IAM user can belong to multiple IAM user groups. User groups can contain many IAM users. Yes, that is right. An IAM user can belong to multiple IAM user groups. Yes, that is right. Not the other way around though. Okay, where are these? I don't have anything nearby. Okay, we have one here. Oh, this is the first time they are asking this many questions. When an AWS account is first created, one user identity has complete access to all services. What is the type of user? It is a root. And you should be never using the root for normal day-to-day tasks. You should be using something else. As soon as you log in and create an account, you should create an admin account and use admin accounts to do things. Okay, looks like we are done with those. So let's finish this. What must be installed on the host server to set up Cloud9 SS? It is Cloud9 installer. So you see this, right? We are done with IAM user questions. So let's try to do an orange one and hope we have the respective cards to do that. I just want to show you how it looks like. So it is going to ask us a architecture related question. Sometimes they will be really silly. Like you have to place only one card and you already know which one it is. Okay. Oh, here, wow. And I have all the cards, which is good. You want to know when new web application servers go online. Set up a trigger that sends the IT team a notification when a server is added or removed. Interesting. Notification, huh? Okay. Immediately after the web application is, you are going to use, I think, a load balancer, I guess. Let's see. And obviously, you're going to use notification SNS and send the IT team. Oh, sorry, IT team, only IT team. It goes here. And then we are going to see when a server is added. That's taken care. And okay, we are going to talk about, hold on, where are these? Load balancer, load, okay, here we have. So obviously load balancer is going to first, and then we are going to have auto scaling wherever you are. Auto scaling will go next, and then we will have different EC2 instances. I think that should be it. That's normal. Yes, it is correct. So you see how it works, right? But if you want to get those cards, we have to keep zapping the blue ones. We will get those cards, then we will zap the orange ones to use those cards, and then we will gain gems and XP. That's how it works. All right. Once again, let me remind you, go ahead, leave a comment telling you what you learned from this project, etc. I will look forward to it. See you in the comments, and thank you for your time. Have a nice day. See you in the next video. Peace out.